Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another one of my Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. videos. Now when the 4th season of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. came to an end, I made this video discussing a few possible Season 5 villains. One of the names I listed on that video was Blackheart, the Ghost Rider villain from the comics, and what I did back then was promise to present you with more detailed videos on those villains. I did promise as well on that video to make more suggestions when it comes to villains for Season 5. Now given Robbie Reyes has been featured on the show's 4th season, and it has been hinted, we might be seeing Johnny Blaze as well on the 5th, S.H.I.E.L.D. and the Ghost Rider, or Ghost Riders, possibly facing a Ghost Rider villain over an arc is not really all that far-fetched. However though, I'm not going to be discussing details about Blackheart on this video, but rather the demon he originated from, his father, Mephisto. Mephisto in the comics is an otherworldly being who rules over the fiery dimension referred to as Hell or Hades. It's not really the Hell known to believers of certain religions like Christianity, or the Hades ruled over by the Olympian god of the dead. Mephisto's use of the name Hell to label the realm he rules over is an attempt to exploit the belief held by some members of the human race in this one being of evil, Satan. The look he's given as well happens to be representative of the devil. Mephisto's dimension is populated by himself, lesser demons that serve him, and the souls of deceased human beings who have been trapped in the bodies of demons. Now those demonic bodies trapping those humans have been altered by Mephisto to look like the human forms of those deceased spirits. But in conjunction with Mephisto comes the name Zarathos. Zarathos, who's yet another demon, has over the years built a tremendous power base for himself, while corrupting a few of the overseers of the spirit of vengeance. His power has over time made Mephisto into his rival. When Zarathos found himself with a whole lot of power and worshippers to his name, he decided to challenge Mephisto for ownership of his realm. Mephisto had it all planned to the last detail, and as part of the challenge he pitted him against Centurius, whose soul he's taken in exchange for immortality. Lacking on a soul, Centurius was immune to many of Zarathos' powers, leading to his abandonment by his followers, something that in turn led to his defeat and enslavement. Now Mephisto is known in the comics to be involved in a whole lot of Silver Surfer arcs, as well as arcs involving the Johnny Blaze version of the Ghost Rider. When it comes to Blaze, he made this pact with Mephisto where the latter was to save Johnny's stepfather from death by cancer in return for his soul. Instead, Mephisto let Crash die from injuries he suffered as a result of a failed motorcycling stunt. Now when it was time for him to claim Johnny's soul, Crash's daughter Roxanne interfered using a banishment spell that had Mephisto fleeing the scene. Before he fled though, he succeeded in implanting the essence of Zarathos' soul into Johnny Blaze. After a soul has been planted into Blaze's soul, Zarathos would repeatedly take over Johnny's body in a way that switched his form into what we've come to know as the Ghost Rider. From there onwards, it was a series of repetitive attempts by Mephisto to gain control over Johnny's soul, all of which ended up in failure. Interestingly enough though, and on another arc in the comics, Mephisto was extremely interested in the Infinity Gems in possession of the Titan Thanos. As a result of that interest, he went to Thanos and asked to become his servant. Initially, Thanos refused, but Mephisto then revealed that he along with other demons were originally created by this deity, the first to ever possess those gems, and who was also unaware that his creations would turn evil. Mephisto and the demons were, as a product of their evil choices, destroyed by him. But when said godly being committed cosmic suicide, Mephisto and the demons ended up brought back to life. Now when Thanos approved of his request and in his absence, Mephisto tried to take his gem's glove only for it to trigger some sort of a security system that almost killed him. Thanos at that point informs him that he has foreseen it and that he would never be able to trust him, even though Mephisto expresses he still wishes to be his servant. However, this is not the only involvement Mephisto had in a Thanos or Infinity Gems related arc in the comics. On the pages of the comics as well, Mephisto has been seen fighting the Avengers. Now both of these aspects makes him a perfect villain to show up on either Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as part of a Ghost Rider arc, as well as a way to tie in with the upcoming Avengers Infinity War movie. He could as well show up on the movie instead of the series as a servant of Thanos. Now I do realize a lot of commenters know the difference, but let me make it clear here. When I use the expression tie-in, I most definitely do not mean any kind of crossover or any members of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. showing up in the movie. Now that's a wish a lot of us may have, and I can never say never, but I'm just speaking here of stories leading up to one another. But circling back to comic book Mephisto, the demon had two children. He had a demoness daughter whom he named Mephista, and who was born to a human mother. Mephista is known in the comics to be a foe of Doctor Strange, who eventually developed a romantic interest in him, something that extremely annoyed her father. Now on the other hand, his son was Blackheart, whom he created in his quest to have someone he could partner with. Using the combined evil in Christ's town, Mephisto created his divinely empowered son. Now Blackheart wasn't as powerful as his father, but was extremely strong and was very fond of collecting innocent souls, just like Mephisto. Disappointed by his own son, who failed to capture Daredevil, Mephisto captured him along with a few Inhumans, including Karnak, to have him observe them and learn about evil. But instead of his plan working as intended, Blackheart rebelled, toppled his father's reign, and seized his power. Now when speaking of his abilities, Mephisto has superhuman strength, speed, stamina, and durability. When injured, Mephisto could rapidly recover with his body's capability to regenerate almost any damaged tissue. Along with a whole few other demonic abilities, some of which are pretty obvious from the arcs I've mentioned here, Mephisto could manipulate realities, creating new realities and weaving them into one another and into the core reality. He's as well immune to the penance stare used by Ghost Riders, the purpose of which is to make its target feel every bit of pain they ever inflicted on anyone throughout their life. However though, his major weakness comes from the link of his abilities to his realm. The longer he's away from his realm, the faster his powers get weakened. But a second weakness to his name comes from his need to corrupt any soul first, if he were to be able to get them to his realm and into his possession. But that's it for a brief outline of what the character is like. So remember to drop me a much appreciated like if you ended up liking this video, subscribe to my channel, and enable notifications. And let me know in the comments what you think of this Marvel villain. Let me know as well if you'd be interested in seeing him on either Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or as part of Thanos' crew on Infinity War. And until I see you next time, thank you all for tuning in and have a great day.